Every time the man sliced open his palm, he could travel through time between the modern era and ancient times. With this unique ability, he not only marries the princess but also becomes the royal consort. The princess even bears him a son. He constantly shuttles between the two eras, using modern supplies and technology to help strengthen the nation. But he knows the price of each time travel. The dagger must absorb his blood. Multiple time jumps leave his body increasingly weak. Now he only has 3 chances left, yet at this moment he begins to consider leaving forever. All because half a year ago, after the princess's childhood friend returned, the princess gradually grew distant from him. Even his son was beguiled by the scoundrel, avoiding him like the plague, and even acknowledging the scoundrel as his godfather. On his son's birthday, the man uses up one time travel opportunity to bring back a cake. Right after setting down the bloodstained cake, his son expresses utter disdain, immediately stating that this meal was prepared by his godfather. With no place left for him, the princess, not wanting to ruin the atmosphere, actually tells the man to eat in the kitchen with the servants. The man's heart grows cold as he turns to leave. Unexpectedly, his son smashes the cake in his face. The princess, feeling her son's actions were excessive, tries to wipe the cream off for him, but is pushed away by the man, because today is also the man's birthday. Yet the princess had completely forgotten. At this point, the man resolves to depart. Before leaving, he uses one-time travel chance to bring modern medicine for the Empress Dowager, simply because she genuinely treated him like a son, and would feel distressed by his injuries from each time jump. The man, wanting to leave one last bit of decency for his wife, prepares to leave the blueprints he had drawn long ago for the princess. At this moment, his son desperately tries to stop him, fearing the man would disrupt the princess and the scoundrel, but the man, determined to leave, still goes to find the princess, never expecting to stumble upon an intimate scene between the two. The man loudly questions the princess, but the princess casually says they were just practicing swordsmanship. The scoundrel, seeing this, hypocritically apologizes, saying he will leave. Unexpectedly, the princess instead points at the man, saying, "You are the one who should go." Looking at the place he stayed for 10 years, the broken-hearted man knows it is time to depart. The next day, while packing his bags, the palace maid says the prince's body is covered in red rashes and he has difficulty breathing. The man, knowing his son has a seafood allergy, again uses a time travel chance to buy back the antidote, but upon rushing back to the room, he sees his son perfectly fine. Furious, he pins his son on the table to discipline him. At this moment, the princess walks in, reminding him he should go pay respects to the Empress Dowager. The man feels it is a good opportunity to say farewell. The princess stops him, inquiring about the blueprints' whereabouts. In fact, the man had left them in the room long ago. The princess only needed to visit once to see them. Seeing the man not answering, the princess threatens to report to the emperor, but this time the man does not care at all. Not long after the man leaves, the palace maid delivers the divorce papers and the Empress Dowager's jade thumb ring. The princess simply cannot believe the man actually dared to propose a divorce. She angrily rushes off to settle the score with him, never knowing they would never have the chance to meet again in this lifetime.